All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Commissioner Gage, will you lead us in pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. If there's no additions to our agenda, entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Weiss, second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Next up, we'll give anyone an opportunity for public comment. Anyone wish to address the commission this morning on any issue that's not on the agenda?
I want to talk about canvas next week.
Friday, 10 a.m.
All right, out there online, in person, or on the phone, seeing none, we will move on. Next up, Kelly Weaver and Mark Nelson with Grow South Dakota. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning.
Morning, Mark.
How are you?
Great.
It's budget time again.
Yes, it is.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I'll pass that along for you.
Couldn't be happier.
The necessary process. So what I'm passing along is just an overview of the investments made in Brown County in the last year through the programs of Grow South Dakota. I'm Kelly Weaver. I'm the Regional Director of the Small Business Development Center. We're hosted by Grow South Dakota. And Mark, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, and I'm a senior business loan officer with Grow South Dakota.
I'm going to share a few other things that I will leave for Lynn for your later considerations as you go through the budgeting process, but we'll kind of walk through this to start with. Housing lending and business lending is by far, the active programs that Grow has throughout, not just throughout Northeast South Dakota, but all over South Dakota, many of their programs. But in Brown County specifically, nearly $4 million in active housing loans right now. Some of those are down payment assistance loans, and some of those are first mortgage, direct mortgage loans, where unique properties that don't fit well into traditional mortgage lending processes. Grow can do first mortgages for those types of projects. And then business lending loans, again, 27 that are active with a little over $3 million in those balances at this point. The Small Business Development Center program, the 74 recipients is people in Brown County that we've worked with over the year. And then the $1.6 million would be investment capital that has been received by clients in Brown County, whether it's loans or their own equity investment. It's not necessarily for those 74 recipients necessarily. It's could be all. Not every client is seeking financing, or not every client is successful in getting some financing. And the financing that they do get, we have to actually get confirmation from the client to count it. So I'm confident there's more money than that that's been invested, but we don't always, get that.
That's what you have to count for.
Yeah, right, what we can document. The Governor's House Program, as you've heard, there's been some more resources put towards that, so now the timeline for getting Governor's House is going to be dropping down. It was like 2 to 3 years. Now, 2 years, they just announced that, and with hopefully that's going to go down as they have more resources being put into that. Emergency assistance, weatherization, emergency water assistance are different programs. The water assistance kind of been a new program, a short-term program, so that's probably more funds than we've seen in the past in that. The home improvements and the weatherization programs continue to be active and, have a pipeline of interested parties to get that work done.
Tell me a little more about the emergency water assistance. What is that?
So it's basically if somebody's in at a point where their water is going to be turned off.
Oh, okay.
So it's similar to the other emergency systems, but
Okay.
we've just never been able to do it for water.
I see.
And that these money, that's something that's been changed in some of the guidelines
Okay.
with that program.
So it's for utilities?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
All right, thank you.
utilities do that. That's, I covered that, right? And then the rent and utilities is what we pay for our office here in Aberdeen, and the property taxes are taxes that were paid on homes that Grow owned during a period of time, and the taxes that they paid during that time. In addition to the full-time staff that we have here in our Aberdeen office, we have several board members and committee members that reside in the county. We did do a Community Leadership Institute training event that 2 board members and 2 community members traveled to San Francisco and planned a couple projects. We just presented a couple checks for that week. It's for the dog park by Central Park and Baird Hill, the project that they're doing for the winter snow hills out there. And then the Big Idea competition is going to be going on its 17th year this year, I think. We had almost all schools in the county represented. We had finalists from Groton and Warner both, and so that continues to grow. We, for the second year now, have also had an out-of-state competition as part of that. So December, all the finalists in-state come to campus at Northern and have their event. Beyond that, it's pretty much a virtual event. That we do a lot of the judging and the entries online. The out-of-state event is virtual. In-state event, they come here to campus and spend a day learning and presenting and biting their fingernails and then enjoying themselves.
Right.
That continues to grow. You want to talk about some of the other programs?
Yeah, so, something new at Grow South Dakota is we're into digital literacy, especially when it comes to mobile banking, and just making sure that people are clicking the right websites, trying to prevent the hacks, loss of identity theft, items like that. And then as Kelly stated, a lot of the funds that we get from Brown County is used for match on federal programs. So like, for example, weatherization is a federal program where we do get money from the Department of Energy, which goes to the state of South Dakota, which then trickles down to our office. So a lot of times it's used to preserve the house, to make it more energy efficient, to ensure that people can stay and afford to live in their homes. So it could be trying to lower utility bills, adding insulation, maybe it's appliances, items like that. And then also, like I said, with the housing side, we still have 0% money for down payment assistance or closing cost assistance. You do have to qualify income-wise on that. It just depends on the number in the household and what funding sources we get. But we do have quite a bit of that program here, which requires some federal match, or local match.
I'm just passing around the annual report there, and it gives a good overview of the different types of programs that the agency offers, but I think Mike's going to get to the next page. One thing I wanted to point is the agency and staff have gotten a lot of national awards, and that's one thing that's really unique about GROW is they have a national presence. They have staff that are presenting to national conferences, which you did. Marcia, our CEO, received a national award. They sit on national boards, and with that national connection, they're able to access more resources to bring into South Dakota. That, you know, if you're not engaged at that level, you don't know about all those different things that are going on, or you're maybe not. You know, I think last year Marcia testified in front of Congress on housing issues, and so they really have some great connections with national organizations and our Congress folks in D.C. So that helps us all here in South Dakota.
Now, do you have a presence in all 66 counties, or is it more regional?
We have an office in Webster, Sisseton, Aberdeen, and Langford. And we have staff. The business lending and the housing lending are usually the statewide programs. The emergency systems programs are covered by other CAP agencies in Madison and Lake Andes and Rapid City, I think is where Western is.
And our office here is in Milshell Plaza on Main.
So, but we do, like for business lending and housing lending, we have loan officers assigned to specific counties, so they're not residents in those areas, but they're working with the lenders in those areas and reaching out with training and loan closings and stuff, so.
And speaking of trainings, we do have some trainings coming up.
Yeah, we have tomorrow, QuickBooks class, that we'll be teaching, and on June 11th, we'll be doing the importance of digital literacy in business. So our digital literacy person, Olivia, is going to talk about some of the things like Mark was talking about, but just how to leverage technology and different programs. You know, people might have skills in Word, Excel, and things, but they don't really know how to employ those in their business setting, or maybe they don't really understand what those programs can do, and so we're going to be touching on a lot of those different things. And one of the digital literacy, say that word twice, that's a fast pregnancy. One of the programs that Grow has access to is a program called North Star, which is a training platform that people can get training in different digital, it's basic email, productivity tools, that sort of thing. So if someone sees a need that, hey, I could really use that in a business, but I don't know how to use it, then we have some training programs we can partner them up with, so.
The trainings are free to attend.
Yeah, it's been, you know, being able to offer them virtual just gives us a lot of flexibility. We're able to reach a broader audience and be able to share that information and make it available for, you know, with no charge.
And is that something anyone can do?
Yeah, they don't have to be an SBDC client. We generally market it, you know, as many ways as we can to get the word out there. The Chamber's been a good partner with us in that, too.
I'm on your email list, so I get the
Yeah.
notifications of it, so that's a good thing.
And you haven't unsubscribed, thanks, Mike.
The programs, are they some age sensitive and some income sensitive, or does it come into play both ways, or?
It just depends, so, for our business and, for our direct housing products are, no income, no age, anything like that, anybody can apply. But there is some, especially if it, has some special considerations towards it, is income qualifying. So like, for example, the down payment is 0%, so you have to have a certain income or below, to meet that program. And then with our weatherization program, we do put emphasis on elderly, and then family with children, but to qualify for weatherization, you have to meet a certain income or below on that.
But it
some
also
programs,
could be age sensitive, being dependent on where that.
you get priority points, so you
Okay.
move up on the list to the age. And those are federal guidelines on that.
Depending on the stipulations of the funding system.
Right.
And they're all different, even
Yeah.
though some of the same
Right.
product.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And the Governor's House, I do have a sheet here, and that's got some of the qualifications for that. So there are some, age requirements or categories in that.
Yep,
Not-
so there is no age on Governor's Home, but there is income qualification and net asset qualifications on that.
Yeah, and those change based on age.
Are your
Right,
guys'
they change based on age for the income.
Are your guys' qualifications for Governor's House different than the actual Governor's House program?
No.
They're the
No,
same?
same, yeah.
And they're set by South Dakota Housing.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's outlined in here, and I'll just put this together. And then have a brochure. Any other questions that anyone has? It's hard to keep track of all the different things that they have going on, and like I said, being those national connections, the digital literacy thing is just something that's come up available in the last couple years, and so.
Well, that's evolving very quickly with the AI.
Yeah.
Developments and things, and
We're not even
There's
touching the
tremendous power,
surface
but
on
there's
that.
also issues to be
Yeah.
cautious about.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
But you have a variety of programs that you have, but just add one more, and one more,
Yeah.
and one more.
All right, so I'm just gonna, this is the actual request form for Lynn.
Okay.
The request is $5,000, as that's noted on your sheet there, so we appreciate your consideration of that, and feel free, did we give business cards?
We know where to find you.
Yeah, you know where to find me. You're on my email list.
We're good.
All right.
So, perfect.
All right, well, thank you.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Have a great
for coming
day.
in.
You
Keep up the
bet.
good work.
You too. Beautiful day out.
All right, next up, Rachel Kipley, Fairgrounds Parks Manager.
Morning, guys.
Good morning, Rachel.
A number of things here for you. First, we'll talk bylaws. So by ordinance, before taking effect, all bylaws, rules, regulations adopted by the Fair Board must be approved by the Fair Manager and Brown County Commission. So that's why I'm here on the first item. You should have had copies of those bylaws in your packet. We hadn't updated them in about 5 years, so a lot of, there were a few grammatical things and, just various things talking with Brockton State's Attorney's Office that we got updated in there. So if there's any questions in particular, I can answer those.
Nothing too dramatic, though.
No, nothing too dramatic.
No, thanks for doing that. I think it was time to,
Yeah.
go through a few things, especially with just some of the issues that we've had in the last few months, and it was good changes, so.
I've reviewed them, I'll move it.
Motion by Weiss, second by Feldheim to approve the final adopted bylaws. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
find it kind of funny at the meetings, every time we say bylaws, it's like a,
Oh.
again, so hopefully they're good for a while. Second item is, we had, one member of the Fair Board whose life just got busier and she's not been able to make it to the meeting, so, we have a request to take her off of the board. That'll put us at 22, still a pretty solid number, so.
All right, entertain a motion to approve removal.
Second.
Motion by Weiss, second by Dennert. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And then we have 3 contracts before you. The first one is the firework contract. If you remember, we talked a little bit about our former sponsors no longer doing it, so we had to go out and find 2 new sponsors. That'll be Nelson Sales and Service and Milford Insurance for the Saturday night firework extravaganza, and that should be coming through to you. The contract is there from Lou, but he also takes care of like the permitting and the map that you see, so we have all the permissions. So at this time, I'm asking permission to approve that contract. It'll be a $4,000 show.
Motion by Feldheim,
That's for the fireworks one.
Right.
second by Weiss to approve the fireworks contract. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Second contract's the tent contract. This is up $250 from 2023. Same number of tents, just everything's getting more expensive, so $17,200. And tickets to the grandstand events are what we're paying T&K rentals.
That's a good number of tents, wasn't it like 14 tents or something?
Yeah, so if you think about it, there's like 3 of them in the kids zone, because there's a lot of little ones that'll pop up. We put some by like the waiting areas where the golf carts will pick people up, the people movers, just a lot of shade, so. I know that's one area we've talked about, investing in more tents, or maybe those cattle guard shades that you see out in pastures that are kinda cool. I know that Trail Days has a couple of those that they use, but, you know, you need those big concrete deals to put
Right.
them up, so.
Wind blows.
There's definitely discussion on what we can do to kind of reduce the number if it's worth getting some of our own.
Sure, sure.
And you're also planting some trees.
We are, they're out there this morning, you
Saw the-
noticed?
Saw the planter there, yeah.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Gage to approve the tent contract. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
And the final contract is for trash crew. This is, last year it was at an amount of, I think it's $8,900. This will be their 3rd year doing it. We've rebid it because they won't do it for the same amount. I think they realize how much work is in that trash all week. So this year's contract, their bid was $10,000. It's the only one we got, and we had it on the website. We word of mouth as much as we could, but that is signed by Terry Dosh, and I think he has Mark Stone and some of the Roncalli teachers that help him do it.
All right.
Move. Second.
Okay, motion by Dennert, second by Weiss. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Couple other just real quick updates. The Farmers Union Ag Expo Center, which was the poultry barn that we have out there, Ringenberg has been out and done the electrical upgrades. Har Plumbing is coming at the end of the week to do their piece of it, and they did get enough grant funding through Farmers Union to re-site it. So they're looking at doing a cream-colored building. I sent this to a couple of you guys, with brown roof and like hunter green trim. So we don't really have a huge color scheme out there. You'll notice it's a lot of different hues, so to speak. So I don't have a problem with it. If they're gonna re-tint it, I don't think the color matters much, but if you guys are good with that or any concerns. And they are gonna do a grand opening at 4 o'clock on Monday of the fair. A lot of times we get folks that come up for Monday because we advertise it with the rodeo kicking off Fair Week, and there's not a lot going on Monday. 4 to 7 on Monday, that Ag Adventure Center or Farmers Union Ag Expo will be open.
Good. Very good.
And then I just did want to touch base on the forklift training piece of it. I emailed a couple of you on that as well. So we have some board members, and they're not opposed to taking our forklift training. It's a 2-hour training that Joe does for us. He's certified to do forklift training. The annual training will be June 12th from 4 to 6 if there's anybody in the other departments that needs it. But we do have a couple Fair Board members that work either for Menards, Agtegra. They use forklifts on a daily basis, and they're already certified through their work. I would advocate that they probably don't need our training because they probably do a better, I wouldn't say better job, but ours is only theory. We don't actually put them on a forklift. It's just a PowerPoint presentation talking about the weight and the weight distribution and safety aspects of it. It's not actual get on this forklift training, or forklift. So if you guys are okay with it, and I can obtain the certification from their employer that they're already certified, are you okay that they skip our training?
I would assume their liability coverage is okay with that, so yeah, that would be fine.
Okay.
Yep, like I stated, I think theirs is probably more extensive than ours and more hands-on and actual experience, so.
As long as it's equal to and or over and above, I think we should be good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, just
And
wanted to
and you
kind
have
of be on
that
the
on
same
file,
page.
so that should be good.
That's all I have. What do you guys have?
Speaking of tin, they're working on the roof out there.
Yeah?
Yeah, I drove through yesterday, they were up there removing gutters and,
Yeah. Mike Scott was nice enough to lend us a roll-on dumpster, and we told him that if there's any pieces that they can salvage, like depending on the condition, we do have some buildings out at Richmond, we could refurbish some of it, but we'll see what they
As
come
long
up
as you
with.
don't take them out of the dumpster site, they'll be fine.
Once it's in, it's in, right? Can you see me popping? Not this one. Well, thank you much, appreciate it.
you, Rachel.
Thank you, keep up the good work.
have a good week.
You too.
Thank you. All right, next up, first reading of the following ordinances.
Okay, first one, ordinance number 268, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property, filed by Purnell Graff, power of attorney for Janet Graff, from Agricultural Preservation District, Ag, to Mini Agriculture District, M-Ag, to bring this parcel into compliance.
Is there anyone here to speak to ordinance 268? None, I would entertain a motion to approve first reading.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Okay, ordinance number 269, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property, filed by Daniel and Michelle Smith, from Agricultural Preservation District, Ag, to Mini Agriculture District, M-Ag, to bring this parcel into compliance.
Is there anyone here to speak to ordinance 269? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
All right, ordinance number 270, an ordinance amending Title IV, second revision, Brown County ordinances as amended to rezone certain described property, filed by Bill Kirschman, from Agricultural Preservation District, Ag, to Mini Agriculture District, M-Ag, to bring these parcels into compliance.
Is there anyone here to speak to ordinance 270? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve.
Move. Second.
Motion by Gage, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. All right, that brings us to our consent calendar. Janelle?
Okay, approval of general meeting minutes of May 7th, 2024.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Claims.
Move.
Motion by Feldheim,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Human Resources report.
Move. Second.
Motion by Dennert, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Lease agreements.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Travel requests.
Move. Second.
Motion by Feldheim, second by Weiss. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Primary election workers.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Gage. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Any other business come before the Brown County Commission this morning? We've had a request by HR to go into exec for personnel. We probably will have contracts to discuss.
Move.
Motion by Weiss,
Second.
second by Feldheim. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in exec. All right, lights back on. We're back in session out of exec with no action as a result. Is there anything else to come before the Brown County Commission this morning?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Dennert.
Second.
Second by Weiss to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We are adjourned.